I will never forget the shock and bewilderment I felt the evening of November 8th, 2016, when Donald Trump was first elected. Jen and I had just started at this church as pastors, not even 2.5 months prior. We were living in a small one-bedroom apartment in Pomona that we had found on a monthly lease until we could find permanent housing. We had turned the one bedroom into our storage unit. You couldn't even walk into it. It was just storage from floor to ceiling and wall to wall. And we put a bed in the living room. We had 2 bookcases that were our closet, and the kitchen cabinets were our dressers. And we had church meetings that night, and so we get back to the apartment after the church meetings as results are pouring in. And I just have this vivid image. I'm sorry to share it with you, but I'm just lying in bed, shirtless, holding a bottle of wine, drinking it straight from the bottle, unable to believe that we had elected someone who had bragged about sexual assault and who had openly mocked a disabled journalist. We knew in that moment that our jobs as pastors of ClaremontUCC had fundamentally changed, but we didn't know exactly how. We just knew that we were going to have to enter the unknown of this moment together, standing up for the gospel however we could, however we needed to, in a country where it had become increasingly comfortable to speak openly racist, sexist, and homophobic hate speech. Over the course of 4 years, the unknown looked like protests against the travel ban. It looked like taking groups of you all up to Adelanto to bond asylum seekers out of detention. It looked like speaking up against locker room talk, and so much more. I don't think any of us anticipated that we would be in the same position once again in 2025 and be facing an ICE budget that has ballooned by billions of dollars as our neighbors are kidnapped, or as communities of people set up whites-only homesteads, or as our country descends further into fascism.